building the Lego Architecture Great Pyramid of Giza set. This is actually the very first architecture set I bought. I never collected any architecture sets because I felt like they probably looked a bit too accurate. Always preferred the more cartoonish creator expert buildings instead. But this one caught my eye. Other than the Great Pyramid, I really like the fact that there is a mini village in front of it too. I think it added some more story elements to the set. This set is made up with 1,476 pieces and no minifigures. It's not quite minifigure scaled, as you can see. It's probably not even micro figure scaled looking at the village in front of the build. The finished product will be 35 centimeters wide and 20 centimeters tall, which actually makes it quite a large display given the number of bricks involved. The size mainly comes from the base plate rather than height. From the back of the box, you can see the pyramid is made up with three main components: the village in front of the pyramid, the inside internal structure of the pyramid, and also an outer shell. If you like my videos, please remember to click the like button below and subscribe to my channel. Let's now open the box and see what it looks like inside. This set is made up with 13 bags of bricks separated into 8 different building stages, one large instructions book, and no stickers. 1,400 plus pieces is still a relatively large set, so it's going to be, I'll say, maybe a 4 to 5 hour project to complete the build. I will build the set now, and after that we can have a look at the details together. Let's build. The pyramid set was a very fun build. Originally, looking at the design, I thought it would be a relatively repetitive build. However, there are enough details for me to find it interesting throughout the process. The part where you stack up the pyramid is inevitably repetitive. However, I still somehow found it to be a very relaxing process. The whole build is made up by 3 main components. The first part of the build is creating the base plate, as well as the workers' village in front of the pyramid. Then we moved on to building the internal structure of the pyramid, where we can see some speculation of how the Great Pyramid is made back then. The last part of the build is the outer white shell of the pyramid, which is only slightly slotted on. We can remove it pretty easily, which allows us to see the internal details when required. Let's look at all the details closely in the review part of the video together. This is our completed Lego Great Pyramid of Giza set. As you can see, this is a very large display, mainly in terms of the size of the base plate. It is 44 studs wide and 40 studs deep. So definitely going to take up some surface area. Something to keep into consideration when you purchase this set. The main component of the build is definitely the Great Pyramid. However, you can see a very detailed mini workers' village in front of the pyramid. 3 micro-scaled phoenixes and 2 smaller pyramids in front of the Great Pyramid. You have to actually remove the bricks with a brick separator to see inside the mini pyramid. There is a mini coffin inside both mini pyramids, which are where Khufu's families are buried. In front of the mini village, there is the Valley Temple on the edge of the Nile River, where the body of the pharaoh was received before burial in the pyramid. There is a micro gold minifigure used here as the statue in front of the temple. The statue would definitely be bigger than human-sized in real life, so as you can see, this is not a micro-figured build. It's a lot smaller than that. An interesting building structure here. These 4 stairs leading up to the temple are made up with wall elements stacked up and then put sideways, creating that very smooth staircase. The mini village is on the right hand side. It's made the whole build a bit more interesting with different sized buildings and architecture, as well as a lot of greenery and trees scattered around. We've got the Nile River in front of the mini village that's created by transparent light blue plates. However, the bricks underneath the transparent blue bricks are all different colors. Apparently that is to represent different depth of the Nile River. We've got 2 mini boats in the Nile River. This gold piece used on the smaller boat is actually a gold roller skate piece. Some more white wall elements creating the path leading up to the pyramid. If we turn the whole build around, we can see some sand build on the sides. They're symmetrical on both sides. It's a bit of a wavy sand design created here. Keep turning around, we can now see behind the pyramid, and obviously this is not a full pyramid, it is only a half pyramid. If you really want to create a full one, I guess you can buy 2 sets and connect them together. You can see these axle pin holes here, which will allow you to connect 2 pieces together. If you really want to do that, you will definitely need a really large surface to contain the set though. The cut up surface allows you to see a bit of a path of how the coffin of the pharaoh is transported into the middle of the pyramid. The outer shell of the pyramid is covered with these white bricks topped up with a gold capstone, which will shine brilliantly in the sun in real life. This outer shell is only slightly slotted on, so we can remove it pretty easily. It just comes off, which then allows us to see the inside of the pyramid. The inside of the pyramid is stacked up by different sized beige bricks. The largest of these blocks that were used to construct the pyramid would weigh up to 88.1 tons. There are more details with some tools, ramps and levers showing how the workers at the time moved these large stones. This of course stays at a bit of a speculation, as we still haven't really derived an exact answer on how people back then built the pyramid. Lastly, there is a 1x8 plaque in front of the build with hieroglyphic writing translated to Khufu's horizon according to the instructions book. There is an option we can choose from, which is the English word version plaque, says the Great Pyramid of Giza. I do personally find the hieroglyphic writing version more sophisticated looking and also more appropriate for the set. However, each to their own. For people that prefer this version, that's always available too. You can see little details like the black bricks used in the background, hinting a level of depth that goes into the pyramid. The same ideas applies to the back, with the black bricks used in the background, showing the amount of depth this whole build is. There we go, our Lego Architecture Great Pyramid set. I think it's one of the most attractive architecture sets out there. Very little play feature with the build, so as all the architecture sets out there though, but definitely it makes a sophisticated display item. Thanks again for watching this week's review video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!